Welcome, everybody. It is the 24th of August. And the very first day of the isogenic September month. Go figure. And I'm not going to even try and explain that. But I do have a couple of announcements. There is a new promotion that just started today. It's called the Holiday Dash Bonus. And I posted the information on the business group. But basically, it's a 3-month program. Each month you have an opportunity to earn money. And it's done through the point system with the leader in action formula. And so I encourage you to go and look at my posts and look at the information, because you can earn, depending on what your recognition rank is, you can earn $200 a month, $400 a month, or $600 a month by earning enough points for that. So I think this will be a good next 3 months. So we just completed Grow Week, where our objective was to have you enroll 5 people, actually in a 2-week period, with 100 BV and earn an extra $200 on the last promotion. And so let's just talk about what we accomplished, what we learned. And if you didn't have the success that you wanted, there's no make wrong for it. There's no shame or blame. We all just want to be learning from each other and from our own activities. So anybody want to share what they accomplished? Marcia.
So although I don't have any enrollments, I have a lot more interest than I had going into Grow Week. And I learned about myself that I can make many contacts a day. And it's okay if they don't all answer and if they don't all say yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you got more comfortable with making contacts.
Yes, but I will say I'm in the process of mastering more online type contacts. So the majority of mine were texting, speaking, voice texting, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So what did you discover about it, that there's more that you could have been doing, or could have been doing something better?
More.
Okay.
More and better.
Okay, good. That's what the Grow Week was all about, is discovery.
Yep. You inspired me, Marcia, because she was texting me, telling me what she was up to, and kept me in action because of her energy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot going on here. I'm buying a new house.
Oh, wow.
Well,
awesome. Yeah. It just goes to show, we can have both and, right? Anybody else want to share?
I found that when I was in action, I had, things were happening when I was participating in what my commitment was to Grow Week. And if I wasn't doing it, then nothing was happening. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was on the 1 hour, power hour, I was making phone calls, I was making connections, people were showing interest, I was catching up with people, making future callbacks. But when I wasn't, surprisingly, nothing happened during that hour. So that was like, oh, duh. It was hard to
imagine that.
To admit it to myself. It was hard to admit it to myself, but yeah, action creates activity. In action, you don't get any activity.
Yeah.
I also found it was interesting because I kind of was really gentle with my prospects, because so many people were dealing with, the people I was contacting with, besides COVID, they had the fires. So because I was calling a lot of people in California. So we just did a lot of catching up and a lot of caring and loving on them. And Isogenics came into the conversation, but it wasn't like, yeah, let's do that tonight. You know, it was like they had other things on their mind, but it did come into the conversation. So I'll circle back once I know everybody's okay with what was happening in their area.
And I'm going to say that's a win all on its own, Daria, that you just reached out and connected with them, and you know they're in need. They're feeling vulnerable. I mean, I was stuck in a fire, and it sucked. And Marcia was in a flood. Same thing. You know, it's scary. So
yeah, man, 2 hurricanes back to back. What's up?
I know.
The good thing is, my new house is built on pier and beam. That may not make any sense to you, but that means the water can go under it.
Mm.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think I would agree with Daria. Like some of my enrollments was just for me reaching out, you know, like, how are you doing? And then all of a sudden they go, oh, yeah, I want some to order again, you know, that kind of thing. So it's good to touch base. I think for me, what what I took from Grow Week is just the consistency will yield results, and also setting the intention. So I set the intention to enroll 5. And I know with everything going on, that was a good kind of distraction. At the same time, it was a good test, because I could have used the reason for what's happening with my sister and the emotional roller coaster to actually be sulking in the corner and then maybe just sleeping, you know, like trying to sleep my way out, you know. But I decided that, like, okay, I think I will prove to myself that that I can do it. And besides, I was thinking that maybe my sister would be appreciative that I'm helping people get healthier. So yeah, so I achieved my 5 goals, my enroll 5. It was at the last minute. I mean, I was counting on one person who was, who I had an appointment, and I knew for sure that she was going to sign up. However, like at 7 o'clock, she goes, oh, can we just do it on the week? And I go, oh, okay. But then somebody else called, you know, so sometimes like the people we think we're signing up, it's actually just by being in action, somebody else will sign up to make that a reality.
That is so true, Amy. And by the way, you're my hero. You get the gold star for the week.
Yeah, not only for doing the 5 enrollments, like you said, your sister's in the hospital with COVID, and that's scary. So, yeah. How's your sister doing?
So she's still in ICU and the ventilator. So I think she's probably going to be on the ventilator like maybe for another week or something. So it's really like to help with her oxygen. Yes.
We'll continue to pray for her.
Yes, thank you. I think the prayers help. So she's slightly improving, but not where they can take off the ventilator.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else want to share?
Well, I'll share.
Okay.
So I had a lot of obstacles in my way, but I just kept trying to kind of plow through them. I did not hit the 5. I didn't even hit 1 actual enrollment. I did end up talking to 2 previous clients that I haven't talked to in years, and they reordered. They started reordering. So I feel like that's a win. You know, they got present to how healthy they can get, and so for me, I feel like the Grow Week was a win all the way around, in that it just, like what Daria said, you know, the action started to produce some results, got me kind of excited. And so I'm just going to keep doing this. And I say, we don't need to have a power hour every day, but let's definitely set up some power hours this week, because you know, Daria and I, we were on one and we had a great time together. I think it was when I was on with Lynn, and yeah, I think they're awesome.
All
And
right.
it kind of got me into the frame of mind, like, okay, I'll do my own power hour, you know, when I had to.
Mhm. Good. Well, Penny is a good tool for getting you into that hour of time. You know,
It
if you just
is.
do the penny activities every day, there's your power hour. So,
Yeah, and you know, I mentioned this earlier today, but I'll share it with all of you guys. One of my clients, um, the customers that I now have back on board, Penny turned me on to her. I thought she was dead. I had texted her in the past, no response, and she actually had a $1 auto ship that I must have set for her a long time ago. She never changed it. She just, you know, said I'll get around to it. And Penny had her new phone number. So what happened was the old number didn't work, but somehow Penny got the new one. So I reached out and texted her through Penny and just said, hey, you know, I'm on this new program and I just saw now that you have this auto ship for $1. I'm sure it's annoying. You know, if you want, I can go call with you to Isogenics and we can get it removed. And by the way, we have some great products. Now we're really more into well-being. We've got products for health and joints. She's in her 60s, so I figured that's going to be important. What I didn't know is her and her husband both had COVID and had recovered from it, but both had a lot of, I feel like their body just had some damage. She said she's having headaches and joint pain, same with her husband. So my text, she said it was a God thing. My text arrived, she was like, oh my God, that's exactly what I need. So I love Penny. I'll just say that. I love
yeah.
Penny.
Well, you know what? I'm going to share my screen because I think it would be a good idea. You know, anytime you complete something, you want to really kind of go through a completion process, and like what we're doing right now. So what I want to do is kind of refine it and see if there's anything that you can do more, better, different, right? And so, first of all, for Grow Week, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 with how you did with Grow Week. And if you felt like you grew in areas, that's a win. You know, give yourself some credit for that. But these are some of the things that you could be doing. Some maybe you're not doing, some that you are doing. But these, if you were to do every single one of these things, you couldn't help but have success. But even if you just did, you know, half of them, the results do happen. So one is participation on our call, and you guys are all here, so I know you're doing that one. Like Madeline said, using the Penny app to follow up with customers, follow up with prospects. And a cool thing happened with my Penny app, and that is that about a month ago, I had talked to someone and I had put in a task in my Penny app to follow up with her. And it actually showed up as the 2.0 promotion, a potential for the promotion on the Penny app. And so I got in touch with her, haven't heard back from her, but I thought that was a really cool thing that the Penny app did for me. Making new connections and adding to the Penny app, because you can add people as prospects. And of course, social media prospecting and adding new friends. Reading your template every day. I hope all of you are doing that, because it's that consistency and repetition that's going to really help to change your identity. Coaching with your mentor, you know, being in touch with your mentor, however many times you agreed to do that. Doing the power hour. You want to be on Dave's Monday morning call or listen to the recording. Boy, this morning's call, we're going to talk a little bit about this morning's call. Every single Monday, I come away from there with just great nuggets and new insight. Inviting people to Dave's Monday night and Thursday night calls. He also does a presentation on Saturday mornings, but also after that Saturday morning presentation, he does business training. The business training, I mean, I listened to it a couple weeks ago, and it was just great training on the compensation plan. Evaluate your day. At the end of the day, just take a look at, you know, here's what I want. here's what I was able to accomplish. Here's what I could do more of or better. But just evaluate it so you're not just walking around not being aware of your progress or success. And then, of course, personal growth. And that could be reading. It could be, well, Dave's call is personal growth. Watching a movie with Bob Proctor, you know, there's lots of different ways you can get your personal growth in. So those are the things that you can do to really increase your activity and improve your skills. So just on your own, I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 with how your Grow Week was. Anybody have any questions?
Did you put this document somewhere or you just have it?
I can share it with you guys on the business group. Okay. Lynn, you had shared about something that Malcolm had said. I forgot. I know you emailed it to me.
Yeah, and I think I wrote it down. Yeah, he said by inviting people onto Dave MacArthur's Forever Path calls, which again is Monday night, Thursday night, and Saturday morning also, he said it's the best form of social proof and the fastest track to success. So that's Malcolm's goal. And I don't know if you guys know Malcolm, he's one of Dave's top leaders in his group. But that's how he spends his morning. I mean, he's making connections all the time and trying to get people on his call. And he said that's what's really moved his business forward. So another, huh?
Could you repeat it one more time, what he said?
Will I repeat it? Yeah. Says by inviting people onto Dave's Forever Pack presentations, it's the best form of social proof and the fastest track to success.
And it's that third-party validation. I mean, every single one of Dave's people who do the presentations, including Dave, are just so passionate and so believable. And so you want to be inviting more and more people to those calls. Take advantage of them because that's your best tool that we have, the best.
Yeah. Let me add on that nugget, Kathy, that I shared earlier with some of you. I had some challenges with the Penny app this last week. And so trying to connect with, someone to help me through the process, I finally connected with a guy who was so helpful, but he says, one of the things you definitely want to do at the end of the time that you're on the Penny app, whether it's on your phone or on the computer, you definitely want to log out every single time. And I wasn't doing that. And so it wasn't actually connecting and, because it's tuned into what's happening in our back office and everything. So make sure you shut it down and, put it up in your browser. So you just have to hit that and put in, you want to be entering in your login information every time.
Yeah, because they are making changes probably on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And improvements. So take advantage of that. So this morning on Dave's call, I think Dave was the one that talked about, I don't know if it was an SNL skit or something that he saw, and I remember seeing it myself. And it was a person, a woman with a nail in her forehead. And all she did was she just complained about her headache and how bad her head ached, oblivious to the fact that she had a nail in her forehead. And that nail kind of represents the blind spots that we have. Other people can see them, but we ourselves sometimes can't see them. And so, how often do we focus on a problem or a pain or an obstacle, and we're just not seeing the thing that holds us back from what we want because we're so focused on that obstacle? Anybody relate? Yeah. So you want to keep in mind, and it's pounded into us, but it needs to be, I know for me, what we think about grows. Okay.
I like that you said pounded into us.
Yeah. So the other thing, Dave talks about the law, and there's different universal laws that that we want to be paying attention to. and following and obeying the laws, right? And one thing that I heard this morning was, if you feel angry or depressed or unmotivated or tired or any of the negatives, right? Then take a look, because you're probably not following one of the laws, one or more of the laws, right? So you want to start learning to recognize what law you might be breaking. Anybody want to add to that? Like what are some of those laws that you might be breaking? There's the law of non-resistance. There's a law of gratitude. You know, sometimes when we're in the midst of a problem, we forget to be grateful, right?
The law of assumption. But tell us more about that, because that one, I don't want to assume anything.
You know what? Ariana is a great person to ask that.
Well, I think my own personal experience with that one is, I'll say X, but then I end up doing Y, and then I wonder why I don't have X. And it's because when I declare X, I declare something, a goal that I want, or a desire that I want to fulfill on, or something I just want to do. And then I don't really believe that I'm going to actually do it. Like, I won't fulfill on it. Like, somewhere there is this underlying experience that I have that, well, I want that, but it probably won't happen. It's more of a wish or a hope, right? And so when I don't get it, and I look at the results that I end up getting, it really was because what I originally said, I didn't really believe it. And so the law of assumption is that it is a done deal. Like, that's what we're doing with our template. It's a done deal. I'm so happy and grateful that I am blank, right? So if you say that, but you do all these actions that are in contradiction to it, right? To the thing that you're stating, you're probably not going to have the I'm so happy and grateful experience be fulfilled on, because you're saying one thing, but you don't really believe it. And then you're doing some other actions. And then, of course, you get the results of those other actions, because you didn't really assume that you would actually have the thing you said you were going to have. Because remember, that template is, we speak into the future, right? As if it's now. So the future is being spoken. Many realities around us might say, well, that hasn't happened yet, right? But the law of assumption is that it has happened, and that you act as if it already is a deal. So if you do things outside of that, you're going to be breaking the principle of the law of assumption. And that's why your results will be very scattered, and they will not be a reflection of your intention.
Inconsistent. Yeah, and another thing, you just reminded me, Ariana, I remember hearing it in Clemmer, the competing commitments, right? So we say we have this commitment, but then we do the other commitment. So we have these competing commitments, and same result. But I think it's just good to kind of look at it from different angles so we can recognize them more,
Yeah, Imie's a perfect example of not breaking the law, not letting her competing commitments get in the way of what she said that she wanted to have by the end of the week, right? Because she could have gone sideways, and she didn't. And that's what it takes, when you become a leader in isogenics. That's absolutely what it takes. You cannot let drama take you out. So what other laws do you think you might be breaking? I can't think of any right now myself, so. Did you have one, Madeline? You're muted. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
By the way, I discovered my mic broke this morning. So that was the problem. The law of vibration is one. The law of action, there's a big one.
Well, so let's talk about the law of vibration. So if your vibration is low for one reason or another, and that's what I'm talking about is you might be feeling depressed. Your vibrational frequency is pretty low. That's probably not the best time for you to pick up the phone and call somebody to enroll them, right? But it is a good time to shift, you know? So that's what, you know, they call it pivot. and sometimes, I tell you, sometimes I pivot a dozen times a day because I know it's important.
Yeah, it's also called a state change. So you could listen to some music. You can go read your template to get that reconnected to your vision. Any of those things you can do before you make that call, and then you've shifted your vibration.
Mm-hmm.
I also think you both are speaking to something really important, because we are personally responsible for keeping ourselves focused, enrolled, and excited about our lives and the difference we want to make using Isogenics as a tool, right? So if we are setting ourselves up for like breaking any of these laws, right? It's because I know for me, I'm in a situation right now where I'm being kind of bathed in this other space that isn't one that I'm used to. First of all, I'm not even in my home. And I haven't been. I'm dealing with people that are trying to get into recovery, and I need to be there to support them. But all of that, what it does is it brings up the importance and the crucial foundation for every morning. I need to connect to what makes a difference to myself. I need to have my rituals in the morning. I need to listen to my calls. I need to be in communication with the people that I know care about me on the team. I need to do meditations or prayer or hypnosis or whatever. And when I fall out of that, the next 24 hours, and that's all we really have. I mean, for me, that's my focus. The next 24 hours. I wake up in the morning, and that's my next 24 hours until the next day. It's like, what can I do to keep myself in that space that is inspiring, that is uplifting for myself? Because if I am that, then I will be that for others around me. And if I'm down, and if I'm struggling, and if everything seems like it's a hard job, then it's going to be like that for everyone around me, right? Because I'm the reflection of that. And you know what? I can still even be in the space where other people experience that, as long as I am staying steady and strong. But if I rely on others to boost me up, it's going to be harder. So I need to be responsible for my own space, my own foundation of support and strength. But no, I have a team. So that's what I've been discovering over the last few weeks in my situation. And when I didn't do it this weekend, I fell down a real dark rabbit hole. Gosh, guys, it got dark, you know, and it was like childhood and parents. And it's like, OMG. You know, I'm the age that I am, which it will go unnamed, but it's enough years to think, well, I should figure this out by now, and it should be like second nature. Nothing's second nature. It's all new every day for each one of us. And we have to like declare it. And so I need to put things I need to have things in place that support me and give me that foundation, so that these next 24 hours, I can be as great as I possibly can be. And it's not always my best, but I do my best every day.
That's great. Thank you. All right. Well, we are.
Ariana, can I just say something fun? Oh, wait, you moved.
Absolutely.
Like you had a helicopter head with the fan. It was so cool. The fan was right above your head, like you were being powered. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. It was perfectly said the whole time you were talking, like you were like your little beanie, like.
There it is. Daria's easily entertained.
I'm easily entertained. That's perfect for her. She did it without even knowing it. You make it. Thank you.
Yeah, there's more laws, but I think we just focus on these. We don't need to focus on all of them right now. but really vibration, action, and then the other three that Kathy, assumption, what was the other one?
Gratitude, non-resistance.
Non-resistance. Just focus on those.
Yeah.
And we'll
Pick one.
yeah, just one. You're right.
Right.
Because one will probably have us be doing the actions that we want to do. That will
Especially
keep
the vibration one.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Andy, did you want to share something?
No, I just realized I wasn't on video.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad we got to see your pretty face.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think our time is up. Thank you all for coming to the call. Thank you for participating in Grow Week. If we put everything that we learned from Grow Week into a new practice, then we can't help but start increasing, right? And so let's make it another Grow Week. Let's make every week a Grow Week.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody have a blessed week. Love you guys.
Amen. Thank you.
Night.
You all. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.